I just realized that if you go on the YouTube app, I watch YouTube on my app, on my phone usually, you can see how much time you spend watching YouTube. I just realized that exists, and I just checked mine to see how much I watch YouTube, because I watch a lot of YouTube, and when I say a lot, I mean a lot. And I realized that I watch a lot more than I anticipated. For example, last week, I watched over 4 hours of YouTube per day on average. So the last week, in total, I was watching like 33 hours of YouTube. Crazy. And as you know, it's not like I'm home all day. I'm at university from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And last week, I think I went out with friends like 3 times, and like I'm out all night when I go out with my friends. And obviously I need to study, film YouTube videos, so I didn't think that I was watching YouTube for more than 2 hours. But when I really think about it, I do think that I watch YouTube about 4 hours every single day. Now hear me out. The first thing that I do when I get up in the morning, even before getting out of bed, when my eyes open, the first thing I do is turn off the alarm. The second thing I do is turn on YouTube. And whilst getting ready in the morning, which takes about 30 minutes, sometimes an hour. It doesn't literally take an hour, but I'm awake an hour before leaving the house. Anyway, whilst getting ready, the YouTube is continuously on. Also, in the evening, before going to bed, when I'm getting ready to go to bed, the YouTube is always on. So that is like an hour and a half worth of videos, I guess. And in these times, I'm not like really concentrated. I am listening. It's kind of like a podcast to me. You know, you have the TV or the radio on in the background whilst you're like doing your laundry or tidying up your room. That's kind of what this is. And separately, I do take time out of my day to actually listen to the videos of YouTubers that I really like. So I thought in this video I'd show you my 2 favorite YouTubers in the whole wide world. I've mentioned a couple of YouTubers in the past, and all of them I do really like, and I do really support and admire. But I've chosen those YouTubers based on my audience. So I don't think I've mentioned my actual favorites, like the favorites that I really get into watching. Instead, in previous videos, I've mentioned YouTubers who are really good to listen if you're kind of starting to get into YouTube and starting to use YouTube as something that inspires you to learn English. The YouTubers that I'm gonna mention now, I wouldn't recommend if you're kind of a newbie in English. They use difficult terminology, they speak really fast, and they joke around so much, and they're so cynical. The words that they use are very particular, but that is why I like them. And the 2 YouTubers are Daniel Howell and Amazing Phil. That's Daniel, that's Phil. This is the book that they released. When did they release this? I'm such a fan. I buy merch from my favorite YouTube channel. Oh, this was released in 2015, so 3 years ago. I'll leave links to their channels in the description bar below, so if you are really interested, go check them out. Dan speaks really fast, and he likes kind of playing around with words, so he knows a lot of difficult words. So I had already practiced reading difficult articles and listening difficult phrases, but I could not understand a lot of words that Dan said in his videos, and those videos were not like really difficult themes. They were kind of like comedy sketches. Dan always has kind of like a really deep important message in each of his videos, but he always puts a bit of comedy sketch in his videos to make it entertaining. So his videos are like what not to do in public transport, or what my terrible piano teacher was like when I was 6 years old. Like, they're really simple topics, but because the phrases that he used were really difficult and he speaks so fast, I couldn't keep up. And I was so shocked because at this point, when I first found his channel, I had already passed my 1st grade Aiken test. So I know words, I know my words, but I couldn't understand what he was saying. So this guy, this black little dude, he is one of the person that really made me push myself and really made me want to learn a lot more than I knew when I was around 16, 17. Their personalities aren't the same. Dan is a more of a cynical person, I guess. He's more sarcastic. He has like a particular sense of humor, which is really, really sardonic, and I really, really like that. Phil is more of a cheerful person. He loves animals. He's kind of like the more sweet and wholesome sort of person, and I really like that about him as well. One thing they have in common is they're massive nerds on the internet. They're kind of like a Japanese otaku. They play video games a lot. They watch a lot of anime. They're really good to follow if you really want to keep up with subculture. They watch a lot of dramas and movies as well, and they kind of voice their opinions on them. Also music as well. I've never really been a subcultural person until I was like 17. I was more of a high cultural person because of my mother. But they really inspired me to view it in a really different way. So I'm really happy about that. I never used to watch like gaming on YouTube, but they have a gaming channel that they do together. I'll also leave that in the description bar if you're interested. I'm not the sort of person that watches people do live streams of like Fortnite, for example, but their gaming channel is a bit different and I really, really like it. I think what I like them about the most is that I relate to both of them in kind of different ways, but yeah, they have personalities that I kind of resonate with myself. Not completely, not 100% obviously, but they're parts of them that I think that I have as well. They do live streams occasionally, like about once a week or a couple of times a month or something. And those live streams are, the shorter ones are like 33 minutes and the longer ones are over an hour. So I just have either Dan or Phil, or sometimes both, rambling about life and death and everything that comes in between and everything they're interested in the background whilst I put my makeup on. I recently got into a game called Guru Shots. I'm not really too sure if this is a game. This doesn't seem like a game, but I saw a YouTube commercial on it, and the commercial said, well, the man that was talking in the commercial was calling it a game. So I'm gonna assume that it's a game, but it kind of seems more like a social media. I'm just gonna tell you what it is. Basically, if you're really into taking nice photos, if you have a good camera, or if you just like taking photos in general, you can post your photos on Guru Shots. I'm going to show you what it's like on a computer, but there's also an app, and I mainly use it on the app because it's just easier. Okay, there's my profile. Your account is really easy to make because you can just kind of synchronize it with your Instagram or your Facebook account, and like here are my photos, I guess. I mean, they're just simple photos. I don't like go out to extreme places to go out and take photos, but yeah, those are mine. And you can go to this part here and there's some challenges. There's a challenge called Drinks where you can post pictures of drinks. Like, it's kind of like a challenge with a theme. So these are people's photos of drinks and you can sort of vote like that. And everyone kind of votes for each other, and the one with the most votes in the end will kind of get a prize or something. I'm not too sure just yet, but yeah, like that, you can vote. And each challenge is for a certain period of time. For example, the drinks and the mostly dark challenge were quite short, so it's kind of got this like speedy mark. Mostly dark has about 57 hours left. Drinks has around 25 hours left. Big nature, everlasting photographs, delicious bouquet, best of the best, awesome autumn. You get the vibe, I guess. And in each challenge, depending on how many people there are and how many votes you get ranked. And depending on your ranking, you get achievement, sort of, what would you call this? a ribbon, I guess. I think the levels are popular, skilled, premium, elite, and all-star. I have yet to get an all-star. I've just started like a couple of days ago. Obviously, I'm not like a professional photographer, so I don't get like really good grades on it. Depending on how well you do in total, there's also another sort of level, sort of ranking right here. I was a newbie until yesterday, but now I'm a rookie, and you need to sort of achieve good grades on these challenges to go to the next level. So we have newbie, rookie, challenger, master, and guru. So everyone is trying to become a guru of photography, which is why the game is called Guru Shots. The photographies you see in here are amazing. Everyone is so talented. You see everyone from all over the world posting really good pictures. It's really inspiring. I don't have like really good cameras, but I really like taking photos, and I do have like 2 cameras that I use like on a day-to-day basis. So, I guess I'm one of those people that's kind of into photography. I wouldn't say that I'm like really good at photography though. So watching other people's photos and getting inspired, like learning how to take photos and kind of getting inspired with all the, backgrounds and stuff. Yeah, I'm finding it really fun. I guess if you're just someone that casually post photos on Instagram or Twitter, just like your day-to-day life, you wouldn't find this as enjoyable. But if you're really into photography and you find this sort of thing inspiring, then I suggest you give it a shot. I think it's all in English and they don't have a Japanese version, but it's not that difficult. It's like posting photos, so I wouldn't say it's that challenging for you. Wow, it's so bright. You can see me really well, can't you? I live in walking distance of a kind of a big, is it a big river? Kind of, I don't know. And I like to come here when it gets kind of chilly more than when it's hot, because I'm weird like that. Because I like to see the stars and the moon. Most of my life I was brought up in Tokyo, so I used to city life, lots of people, traffic, a lot of angry men on trains, and I'm not used to seeing big skies. I think if you know me quite well, you will know that I like taking pictures or videos of the sky when it's really pretty. Not just because it's pretty, it kind of amazes me to see how big the sky actually is. I know that sounds really stupid to those of you who are used to it, but I'm not used to it. I'm used to living amongst really high buildings, so I think it's really majestic. Just seeing the world as it is. So I like to come here to sort of chill once in a while. Be prepared for some deep chats because I'm feeling emotional today. At the start of November or the end of October, I can't remember which, but I listened to a song called I'll Be Here, which is a song from a musical called The Ordinary Days. And it is one of my favourite songs ever. When I was about 19, I guess, I found a YouTube video made by the wonderful Carrie Hope Fletcher, who talked about this song in her YouTube video. Carrie's a wonderful person. She's a musical actress, she's an author, and the content she creates on the internet are incredible. I love what she does. So I had no objection to listening whatever she recommended, and I have absolutely no regrets. It's a really good song and it makes you think about the values of your time and your choices that you make. So I highly recommend that you go and give it a listen, but have tissues ready with you because it really tugs at your heartstrings. Since knowing this song, I've been listening to it on and off. I try not to listen to it too much because it's so emotional and I cry every single time. I'm actually a really emotional person most of the time, but not many people believe that, and rightly so, because I don't really communicate my emotions very well. Even when I really like a person, whether that be a boyfriend, a friend, or just a random family member, I am never the one that starts a conversation to express my feelings. The more I love a person, the more I trust the person, the more difficult it gets for me to be more open and honest with them. I don't know why. But because of this song, I'll Be Here, I do try and step out of my comfort zone from time to time. Because it's a song from a musical, obviously it has a storyline to it, and I'm not going to spoil that, but it really, really makes you think about the people, the really important people around you, and it really makes you want to see every single person right now. You never know what's going to happen. The person that you see every single day, you may not see that person from tomorrow. The thing that you've always been able to do, you may not be able to do that from tomorrow. You might get hit by a bus and lose a leg. Your friend might get a heart attack. An earthquake can literally strike where your parents live right now. I never really used to have problems with not showing my emotions to other people until I was a high school student. But after listening to this song, I kind of started questioning my own choices. And as I said, this song does sort of ruin your eyes for the rest of the day, but I do listen to it. I do give it a listen at least once a year, probably like twice a year. I don't try and remember. It kind of like pops to my head whenever something relative happens, and I sort of automatically remind myself to listen to this song. And whenever I listen to this song, I spend the next couple of days frantically trying to see everyone that is important to me. And some people, I know this may sound a bit silly, but personally I think this is really, really important. And that's been me this past 10 days, I guess.
Oh my god, so festive. Is it a bit too early? It's still November. I'm not complaining though, because Christmas is like one of my favourite days of the year. Oh my god, that is so cute.
These colours are so my aesthetic.
I could do with one of these actually. I use my computer a lot. I also have really bad eyesight, so I wear my contact lens every day, so it's gonna come in handy, I guess. Not that I'm gonna get one myself.
It's the end of the day. Well, it's around 1:15 midnight, so technically it's the next day, but we're gonna look past that. I'm sat in the corner of my room on a huge brown cushion that my dad got me a couple of years ago. And this is the time of the day that I start doing things that are not study or work, YouTube related. I'm someone that's really, really bad at switching off. I don't know why. My brain is very good at switching on, but it does not have an off switch, I guess. It takes me about an hour, at least 40 minutes to go to sleep after putting my head to the pillow. Once I've fallen asleep, I'm fine, so I never really saw the disadvantage of it until a couple of months ago. But I guess that hour that I spend desperately trying to go to sleep is a bit of a waste. And I thought that I could be a lot more productive with my time if I kind of spent that hour well, you know. So I've decided to spend about an hour every night, if possible. Like, it's not possible every night, but as much as I can, to do something that I enjoy doing and things that don't have deadlines, basically. So I'm still kind of using my brain, so I will be indulging in a book or meeting a friend or going through the internet. I love surfing the internet, by the way. But it's kind of things that are feeding my curiosity and my interest, so it doesn't give me as much stress, I guess.